Did you know? The Manhattan Project, a monumental feat, mobilized the talents of over 1.3 million individuals, exceeding the population of several small countries, while operating on a colossal budget of $2.2 billion. In the heart of the Second World War, a secret project of unprecedented scale and ambition was underway in the United States, and the shocking reality was that it operated under a shroud of secrecy so impenetrable that not even the Vice President, Harry S. Truman, was aware of its existence. The covert project, codenamed the Manhattan Project, concealed its immense scope so effectively that even individuals at the highest echelons of government were oblivious to its true nature. The fact that a project of such monumental importance could remain hidden from those in the highest seats of power is nothing short of astonishing. The race for the atomic bomb was ignited by the alarming revelation that in 1938, German scientists had made a groundbreaking discovery in the form of nuclear fission. This process, involving the splitting of certain heavy atoms and the release of an extraordinary amount of energy, sent shockwaves through the international scientific community and raised the chilling possibility that Nazi Germany, under the oppressive regime of Adolf Hitler, might exploit this powerful energy source to create an unprecedentedly destructive weapon. The shocking truth emerged that, by 1942, German physicists were making substantial progress in understanding nuclear fission, bringing them dangerously close to developing an operational atomic bomb. This revelation sent shockwaves through the Allied leadership, intensifying the urgency to initiate the Manhattan Project, underscoring its absolute necessity to prevent a catastrophic future where Nazi Germany could potentially wield the power of the atomic bomb. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's initiation of the Manhattan Project in 1942 was a defining moment in history, and the shocking irony lies in the fact that the president himself was unaware of the true scope of the project. The secret endeavor's existence remained hidden not only from foreign powers, but also from the very leader who had authorized its commencement. This astonishing secrecy and the revelation that an entire atomic weapons program had been conceived and launched in the shadows is a testament to the extraordinary measures taken to safeguard the project's shocking potential from falling into the wrong hands. To safeguard the Manhattan Project's secrecy, 3 covered cities, Oak Ridge, Hanford, and Los Alamos, served as clandestine crucibles of scientific innovation, where researchers worked tirelessly, shielded from the watchful eyes of enemy spies. Oak Ridge, the hidden hub, initially a rural area, swelled to accommodate over 75,000 people during the project. This hub dedicated to uranium enrichment, employing cutting-edge techniques like gaseous diffusion and calotrons, encompassing a staggering 60,000 acres. Oak Ridge emerged as one of the largest sites within the Manhattan Project. Its sheer scale and complexity were essential for meeting the demands of producing enriched uranium-235. Hanford, the nuclear reactor nexus, situated on the banks of the Columbia River, focused on plutonium production through nuclear reactors. The $300 million allocated for Hanford facilitated the construction of massive facilities, including B-reactor, the world's first full-scale nuclear reactor. This site covered approximately 500 square miles, making it a sprawling complex dedicated to the intricate process of creating plutonium-239, a critical component of the atomic bomb. Los Alamos, the scientific sanctuary, nestled in the mountains of New Mexico, was the scientific heart of the Manhattan Project. The minds of luminaries like J. Robert Oppenheimer, Richard Feynman, and Enrico Fermi converged in this secret city, focused on bomb design, theoretical studies, and scientific innovations. The Los Alamos Laboratory boasted a concentration of intellectual firepower, with over 6,000 scientists and support staff working on groundbreaking research. The sheer brainpower unleashed within its confines paved the way for the successful development of the atomic bomb. The Manhattan Project, spanning from 1942 to 1946, commanded a colossal budget of approximately $2.2 billion, equivalent to tens of billions today. The majority, around $1.9 billion, funded uranium enrichment through methods like gaseous diffusion and electromagnetic separation. An additional $300 million supported the production of plutonium-239. Over $100 million was allocated for research, development, and the assembly of brilliant minds at Los Alamos, constructing secret cities like Oak Ridge, Hanford, and Los Alamos, along with operational costs, accounted for a substantial portion. The key to this project is isotope uranium-235, comprising a mere 0.7% of its mundane cousin, natural uranium. This magical ingredient, though elusive, was coaxed into prominence through the wizardry of calutrons, gargantuan machines that played the role of alchemists, transforming ordinary uranium into the potent brew that fueled the birth of the atomic bomb during the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project, a top-secret U.S. government initiative during World War II, grappled with a multitude of jaw-dropping scientific and engineering hurdles that boggle the mind. One of the most astonishing challenges was the insurmountable task of procuring enough fissile material to fuel the atomic bomb, a weapon capable of cataclysmic destruction. Uranium, the primary candidate for this nefarious purpose, presented a mind-bending obstacle. Uranium comes in two naturally occurring isotopes, uranium-235 and uranium-238. The shocking revelation here is that only U-235 is fissile, while U-238 is utterly uncooperative in that regard. The task at hand was nothing short of separating these two isotopes, like finding a needle in a cosmic haystack. The scientists and engineers at the Manhattan Project unveiled an astonishingly complex solution that defies belief: gaseous diffusion. This is a process that reads like science fiction, where uranium gas is coerced through an intricate series of porous barriers. What makes it mind-blowing is that U-235 atoms, by virtue of their minuscule weight difference, manage to slip through these barriers just a tad faster than their heavy, non-fissile U-238 counterparts. It's like trying to catch a race between tortoises and hares, except these tortoises are nuclear isotopes. In this staggering display of scientific ingenuity, gaseous diffusion led to the gradual separation of the two isotopes, eventually yielding the prize U-235 in quantities large enough to fuel the atomic bomb. The numbers involved in this atomic magic act are nothing short of astounding, with massive facilities processing unfathomable amounts of uranium to make the unforgiving power of nuclear fission a horrifying reality. Another major challenge was designing the bomb itself. There were two main approaches: a gun-type design and an implosion-type design. Gun-type design. This audacious concept involved firing a chunk of fissile material into another, essentially creating a nuclear explosion by shooting two pieces of uranium together. The astonishing precision required for this operation is exemplified by the fact that the two pieces had to meet with a deviation of less than 1/10 of a millimeter to avoid failure. Implosion-type design. This approach was equally mind-blowing, relying on explosives to compress a sphere of fissile material with incredible precision. A deviation of less than 1 millimeter in the implosion would lead to catastrophic failure. The Trinity test. On July 16, 1945, the Manhattan Project conducted the first successful test of an atomic bomb in the New Mexico desert. The test, codenamed Trinity, was a resounding success, demonstrating the immense power of the new weapon. The test's mushroom cloud rose 40,000 feet into the air, and the shockwave could be felt for miles. The immense power of the bomb, equivalent to about 21,000 tons of TNT, demonstrated the devastating capabilities of this new weapon. With the successful test of the atomic bomb, the United States now possessed a weapon of unprecedented destructive power. In August 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The Hiroshima bomb, nicknamed Little Boy, weighed about 6,000 pounds and exploded with the equivalent force of about 15,000 tons of TNT. The Nagasaki bomb, nicknamed Fat Man, weighed about 10,000 pounds and exploded with the equivalent force of about 21,000 tons of TNT. The bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki caused immediate and devastating destruction. The intense heat and radiation from the blasts killed an estimated 140,000 people within the first few days, and tens of thousands more died from injuries and radiation sickness in the following years. The cities were reduced to rubble, and the surrounding areas were contaminated with radioactive fallout. The devastating destruction caused by the atomic bomb on Hiroshima prompted the Japanese surrender, effectively ending World War II. The heat generated by the atomic explosions was so intense that it created temperatures of up to 7,200 degrees Fahrenheit, or 4,000 degrees Celsius at the epicenter. This was hotter than the surface of the sun, leading to immediate incineration of those unfortunate enough to be near ground zero. The blast wave from the Hiroshima bomb traveled at a speed of more than 984 feet per second, or 300 meters per second, or roughly the speed of sound. This shockwave extended for miles, causing widespread destruction and injuries beyond the immediate blast radius. The legacy of the Manhattan Project. A world changed forever. The Manhattan Project was a watershed moment in human history. It marked the beginning of the nuclear age, an era in which the threat of nuclear war has loomed over the world. The project also demonstrated the immense power of science and technology, and the potential for both good and evil that they hold. The Manhattan Project and its legacy continue to be debated today. Some argue that the development of the atomic bomb was necessary to end World War II and save lives. Others argue that the use of atomic bombs was a crime against humanity and ushered in an era of unprecedented nuclear peril. The aftermath of the atomic bomb's devastating power extended beyond World War II, becoming the catalyst for the Cold War. The United States and the Soviet Union plunged into a perilous nuclear arms race, accumulating arsenals with the capacity to obliterate entire civilizations. The globe found itself in an era dominated by the ominous specter of mutually assured destruction, akin to a modern-day sword of Damocles, suspended over the collective consciousness of nations.